Hey, this is Hero Kanu. I'm a defensive lineman here at the University of Texas, and this is Lawyers and Longhorns.
So you didn't play football till you came to the United States, huh?
You can really say that, yeah. It was right around the COVID time when I really got into it. So COVID, everything was shut down and you didn't really have any opportunities. So I had to take the option on myself and come to America and really explore my talent, see what I can do with my talent.
How difficult was it to pick up American football, and now you're playing the highest level? You're national champion last year. We're a little disappointed about that. We're glad to have you on the team. And, and now hopefully you'll get another national championship this year. How hard is it to learn that and then be able to play at this level now?
First of all, the goal is win a national championship every year. It was really hard just learning the language, getting with the academic system. It's a little bit different. Having practice 5 times, 6 times a week compared to when you play soccer twice a week. I can say it was a big adjustment. So overall, I left my family when I was 16. A lot of people still are at home at that point, very dependent on them. But I took that step, trying to become more mature, more independent on myself. They still supported me all the way from Germany. Love them. And I had an awesome host family in California that took really great care of me. I'm still in contact with them every day. Really great people.
So let me back up. So how old are you now?
I'm 20.
20. All right. Where are you from in Germany?
Munich, FC Bayern Munich. That's the home team.
Nice. Okay. And so soccer was your first sport, and then you decided you want to play football.
Correct.
You still play soccer?
In my free time.
A little bit? Yeah, right.
Are you the best soccer player on the team?
In my hometown, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of different talent out there.
What about on the UT football team?
Am I? 100%.
I know we got some kickers, but maybe we get you punting or something like that?
Kickers don't play soccer. They barely run, And so how did you get from Munich to California specifically?
I had a coach there. His name is Brandon Collier. A big part of my whole journey, coming from Germany, going to high school, then even college, Ohio State, even now being here. Brandon Collier, awesome guy for me. He was college roommates with the head coach at my high school.
Okay.
So that's the connection kind of,
right.
Why I went there. Obviously, I still had to do the same process, pay for school. Private school is not necessarily cheap.
Yeah.
But that was kind of the whole connection between everything.
Did you speak English before you came over, or how long did it take you to learn?
I needed a Google Translator for 3 months in high school, in class, doing conversations and everything, just to kind of get used to it. There's different slang in America that you learn in English class in Germany. And we learned a lot more British English in Germany.
You got a little bit of a British accent, yeah.
So that's probably the biggest influence that, helped me, just being around my people, friends, talking to them about different topics that you don't learn, in class.
That's awesome, dude. You sound like you have perfect English. I speak some Spanish, but it's not, it gets worse every year.
So you played against Mater Dei and St. John's Bosco, and we got some of those guys on the team. Did you play against those guys in high school?
Yeah, so Brandon Baker especially. I remember it was my junior year of high school, I think it was. And I was in there. Somebody got hurt on Mater Dei. I'm like, okay, that backup got to be 5'10", 600 pounds or something like that. And I see Brandon Baker coming. I'm like, what the? That's a big dude.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
At big programs like that, you will always have great players, and you will always have great players coming through. Emmett Mosley, he actually transferred to my high school right after my senior season. So we had a little bit of overlap during school times, but we didn't necessarily play on the same team at the same time.
Where'd DeAndre Moore play? I can't remember.
Los Alamitos and then St. John Bosco. Played against him.
Okay.
So
that's what I was thinking.
I played against him when he was still at Los Alamitos, back then with Malachi Nelson, Makai Lemon, and obviously DeAndre Moore. And it was our homecoming game, my favorite game out of all of them, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
We were down in halftime 14-0, homecoming game, obviously. Came back 42-21. Yeah.
You remind him of that?
Oh, I do all the time.
Malachi Nelson, that was the quarterback that went to USC.
Out of high school, yeah. And Makai Lemon was a receiver there.
Yeah. Got it.
So it was Ohio State for start of your career. It's not how you start, but how you finish. What made you choose Ohio State in the first place?
If you ever count on your hand, what schools you wanted to go to, and then why is it you decided to come to Austin?
So for me, my top 4 schools at the time was USC,
Sure.
Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Georgia.
Okay.
These were like my top schools. Great relationships with them. Coming to it later, Georgia was one of my schools out of the portal as well. But Ohio State really made the cut for me just for the relationships. I visited Ohio State probably like 4 times before I even committed. Had relationships with players, through other commits. Coach Larry Johnson, awesome guy, awesome coach, really mentored me a lot. And then obviously Coach Day being on that staff too, we had a great relationship. Nothing bad to say about that.
Yeah. So y'all win the national championship last year.
Fortunately, but I got you.
But what was the process of thinking, well, maybe I'm going to change schools, and how'd you end up in Texas?
So different opportunities, SEC ball is different than Big Ten ball, and just kind of like where I see myself fit in different schemes. Texas plays a lot of different fronts.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to get too much into scheme, but you have a 3-down, 4-down, bear down. You get different hybrid fronts, and they use me in versatile ways. So I can play not only as a 3 technique, I can also play as a 2, I can also play as a 5 technique.
They're going to move you around a little bit.
Yes, correct.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So you were thinking about Texas and you were thinking about Georgia.
Yes, I visited Texas on Sunday. Then Monday I visited Florida, and Tuesday I visited Georgia. I had given Coach Baker a call on Tuesday night. Hey, I'm coming to Texas. I already filled out every application, everything I needed. So all I had to do was just sign the papers, and I was in class on Wednesday.
What month would that have been?
I think it was January 28th.
Yeah, January, because you played
Yeah.
spring ball here, right?
Exactly. Yeah, January 28th.
All right. So now that you play a little spring ball over here, who's the toughest guy on the other side of you?
That's a good question. Obviously, being at Texas, a lot of people are very talented. For me personally, since I'm more of an inside guy, I got to say DJ Campbell.
He's a big guy, huh?
Yeah, he got some eager to him too. So in a good way, he's very competitive, which I love. We push each other every day, and just kind of like he doesn't let go. He doesn't let you win, which is great. So it's always
Do you talk a lot of trash or are you pretty quiet?
I talk a lot of trash, and you can ask my teammates. I will talk a lot of trash in German, and they will not understand. Like, we will be on the line of scrimmage, and I start saying stuff in German. They start laughing. It's super fun. You might see some of that against Ohio State as well.
You can work the refs in German too. Like you're not going to get unsportsmanlike.
Yeah,
I just
you're
said
gonna give me
good
a
call.
flag. What did I say?
Yeah, I just good call.
That's great. All right. So how weird is it going to be for you to go play at Ohio State in the stadium that you've been accustomed to?
It will be probably a little bit weird. I would love it though. I would be lying if that wasn't part of the reason why I came here too. Ohio State, obviously, it's like homecoming for me. Like, just playing Texas like 2 games ago, and then coming back to Ohio State on the Texas roster will be awesome. My roommate is the starting center for Ohio State. One of my close friends is the starting right guard for Ohio State.
You might get to go up against them.
Exactly. So it will be awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and obviously the goal is to win, nothing less, and that's the only expectation I got.
Well, friend, thank you for coming down. We're
Thank
so
you.
excited for you to be in Austin.
Thank you for having me.
Really nice meeting you.